I'm joined now by Scott Sperling. He is co-president of THL Partners, and he just spoke to the delegates here on that very subject. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning.
How are you going to make money this year?
Well, I think what we're doing is what we've been doing for the last few years, which is really working with our portfolio companies to improve the operations of the company in conjunction with the management teams, and to try to drive the revenue growth higher and improve the profitability of those companies. If we make a good company, which we've bought, a great company, the returns will take care of themselves. And whether the environment is one that we've been through, which is very difficult for the last 18 months, or a better environment, that will remain true. You work with the company, you make it better, and the returns will follow.
Well, do you need money to make money? Do you need the financing markets to loosen in order for you to invest and turn these companies around that you own?
The financing markets are very helpful in terms of making new transactions, and they've been very helpful in terms of helping to refinance maturities that had been coming due over the next 2 or 3 years. And the credit markets are actually quite good. If you look at 9 months ago, it was very difficult to find credit to finance a company, whether it was an existing portfolio company or a new opportunity. Today, the credit markets are back to where they were through most of the last 20 years. You're able to finance a company by borrowing 5 to 6 times its cash flow in debt, and you're able to do it at reasonable prices. So the credit markets have actually come back, and in what you would almost say is a shockingly good way.
Is there any discussion here about the vilification of private equity firms and their contribution in the financial collapse? Because there is a space for you to contribute to the recovery in terms of M&A and IPOs and putting these companies you own back into the market. What's the discussion around those two issues?
Well, I think the vilification has migrated from private equity to bankers and, as you pointed out, politicians. We thank them for that. But I think what is clear is that private equity was not a contributor of any significance to the financial debacle that had happened. I think most people in the political world recognize that. Our role really is to help grow companies, make them better. And if we can do that, if we can grow these enterprises, we're going to hire more people, we're going to make the economy a better place, and that will continue to spiral upward as opposed to the downward spiral that we've seen in the broader economy of the last 24 months.
In a nutshell, can you characterize your contribution to the M&A activity we might see this year? What's the pace like?
I think it's picking up. One caveat, though, is that prices have actually gotten quite high again. And so the multiple people are paying for companies has gotten back up into the 8, 9, even above 10 times range, which is the first time after a recession we've seen that magnitude of a recovery so quickly. So one needs to be relatively cautious, even though we're just coming out of a economic recession.
Thank you, Mr. Sperling. There you go, you heard it. We are coming out of a recession, and there is some good news from Berlin.